Hi, my name is Forrest Lee. I am a CPA. I've been working in different sectors in the nonprofit world, in the corporate business world. But my passion is really helping people and equipping people about money, learning God's way of dealing with money. A year ago, I started a journey on discovering what the Bible really says about money. And what I learned is very beneficial, and I want to share that with you. What God says in the Bible is that He owns everything we have, not just the 10% tithing we give to the church, but also the 90%, the rest of the equation as well. That completely changed my paradigm of how to think and how to use my money, whether it is buying a car, whether it is going grocery shopping, whether it is going on vacation with my family. I was always thinking about how really money touches our lives and how God uses it to bless our lives and also encourage us to advance His kingdom. This basically spending money every time is an act of worship, and that's really our heart should be when we look at spending money. You might ask why we even make money to start at the first place. Making money is really a tool that God gave us to use this to bless people, to really advance His kingdom and to do missions. God really sees this money as a tool, and interestingly enough, He gives us tools that really help us, either a small one or a big one, because in the Bible it says, He who is faithful with little also will be faithful with much. When God gives us a big tool that we use, we really have more responsibility. God says, I entrusted you more, and I want you to steward more money and for my kingdom. And I really catch on this idea of stewardship. What stewardship means is using God-given resources for God-given objectives in your lives. There are a lot of different ways to steward God's money. One important aspect of stewardship is through giving. Giving could be a way of giving to our local church or giving to a cause that we are called by Christ to send His missionaries into the world, or alleviate poverty in a country that needs Jesus, that people need to become hands and feet of Jesus. Stewardship could be very big or small, but at the heart of it, God really wants to grab our heart. He really knows our heart actually, and our heart really reflects what we want to do with money. Sometimes our heart is filled with greed. Sometimes our heart is filled with joy, and there are two total different mentalities how we view money. When we feel with greed, we want more and more, and soon we realize that could not bring eternal joy in our hearts. What God really wanted to fill our heart with joy with Him, and money cannot be that position in our hearts. Jesus said that you cannot have two masters in your hearts. There's a common conception even in the Christian community that money is evil, money is bad. But actually what Jesus says in Luke, that the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. So Jesus really emphasizes on the heart here. Money by itself is not evil. God actually, in the Bible says, God really wants us to enjoy His creation. Money is part of His creation. But when our hearts becoming totally entrenched with the love of money, that we replace God with money at the highest priority or possession in our heart, then that becomes an issue. Then that becomes a weed taking over the garden of Eden that God created in your heart in the first place. I really want to help you to get out of that mentality if you have, to bring you to the freedom that God created for you. God has so much more for you to live when your heart is not solely entrenched on money alone, but really fix your eyes on Jesus, who is the author and perfecter for our lives. So the course we're starting with the 4 principles of biblical foundation. The first is God owns it all. Second is give generously. Third is plan diligently. And fourth is work hard. And from that on, we will go on a journey on all aspects of personal finance, including budgeting, giving, savings, and protection, debt and taxes, investment, and financial goals. And finally, we're coming back to the big picture of how God uses everything there to help you on this journey. I really appreciate your time with me, and sign up! The course starts in October, the 2nd and 3rd week of October, and we'll take a 2-week break, and there will be a 2nd and 3rd week of November.